Hello and welcome to a series of WAIPA short interviews with representatives of investment promotion agencies from all around the world. My name is Bostjan Skalar and I'm the Executive Director of World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, WAIPA. The purpose of these interviews is to get an overview how IPAs all around the world are responding to COVID-19 crisis, what measures they are taking and what actions they are planning for post-COVID-19 era especially. It is my sincere pleasure to have with me today Mr. XUE Feng, President of Invest Shanghai. Mr. XUE Feng, my first question would be, what's the current situation, of course, in China, but I would particularly like to hear how is it in Shanghai and what measures are being taken to alleviate the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. Okay, of course, from governmental perspective, but as well especially from IPA perspective. And I must emphasize that Invest Shanghai, of course, is a city investment promotion agency, which is a very good opportunity for other colleagues to hear from your insights. So please go ahead, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. And it's a good opportunity to share with all our colleagues the idea from the Shanghai. I'm the president of Invest Shanghai, and I joined the family just the end of last year. So maybe it's some preliminary idea. You know, China was the first country to hit by the COVID-19 pandemic and was also the first country to get it under control. With the effort, both the central government and the local government, we experienced gradual recovery from the epidemic. Though our enterprises, especially some micro and SME, encountered difficulties, including rising the labor costs, reducing business orders, shrinking working funds, and so on. But we have enacted a series of measures to cushion the negative impact of the epidemic. In terms of market access, jointly issued by NDRC and MOFCOM, new negative list of foreign investment will be further shortened and improve the level of openness in the sectors of services, manufacturing, agriculture, compared with the list of last year. The newly released negative list has reduced 13 provisions to promote foreign investment. For example, in financial sector, foreign ownership caps on brokerage firms, future companies, and life insurance companies will be removed. The restriction stipulating that China control the water supply and drainage pipeline in the city of population of more than 500,000 people will also be lifted. In the field of transportation, the regulation prohibiting foreign investment in air traffic control is being cancelled. For foreign investors in pilot free zone, there will be another 3 more open sectors compared with the rest of the country. As for fiscal policy, the Ministry of Commerce, together with Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security and the Taxation Authority, introduced successive measures to ease enterprise financial pressure. For those enterprises suffering heavy losses from the pandemic, the carry forward period of deficit in this year is extended from 5 years to 8 years. It is estimated that the financial burden released for relevant enterprises will exceed 660 billion Chinese yuan. Taking Shanghai as an example, for SMEs and micro business from industries severely affected by the pandemic, 2 months rental and industrial and commercial household tax and the tourism service margin are to be exempted to cut their costs. Talking about the monetary policy, building on the 300 billion yuan special refinancing that has previously been allocated to combat COVID-19, the PBOC added another 500 billion yuan quota for re-lending and re-discounting for banks. Meanwhile, the PBOC lowered the interest rate of agricultural and small-sized enterprises refinancing to 2.5%. 0.25 percentage point down. In line with the Central Committee, Shanghai has collaborated with major commercial banks to provide preferential loans. By January the 8th, Shanghai has released the first batch of 83.6 billion yuan of microcredit loan support funds, benefiting more than 160 companies. Apart from that, we also held several investment-related activities to show the determination of our government to boost the economy. In Shanghai, in order to wake up our domestic consumption and restore the confidence of retailers, both online and offline, we create a new shopping festival with the name of May the 5th Shopping Festival, starting from the same date to the end of June. The total amount of offline consumption in Shanghai has reached 284 billion yuan, which has basically returned to the same period last year. During the 8th to 11th of July, the World Artificial Intelligence Conference was raised and has attracted 500 companies and institutions from AI and other high-tech fields. And in this November, the third China International Import Expo will be taking place in Shanghai, within which the enterprise and business exhibition area will be expanded to 360,000 square meters, 60,000 square meters bigger than that of last year, and to display food and agriculture products, automobiles, technical equipment, consumption goods, medical devices, and healthcare products, as well as trading services. With all these efforts, we have achieved great achievement in Shanghai in terms of foreign investment. From January to May this year, with the amount of paid-in foreign investment reaching 8.45 billion US dollars, up 4.5% year-on-year. Meanwhile, Shanghai also embraced 20 new regional headquarters and 8 foreign R&D centers of MNCs, contributing to the total number of 740 headquarters and 467 R&D centers. All of those figures manifest the determination and confidence of our foreign investors in investing in Shanghai and China.
Actually, what you are saying, it's pretty promising. Obviously, your agency and together with government, you reacted very promptly and obviously accurately according to what was needed. Because what I hear is even you attracted new headquarters and new investments, which is not the case in many of the countries. So I would say very good example as well for other IPAs to maybe to see and to learn from your good case. So my next question would be, let's say, how in your opinion, and you are the leader of an, let's say, city IPA, will be the field of investment promotion shaped in the long term, and how shall IPAs see this? Shall they see this, let's say, as a chance rather than a problem, and do they need to adjust their, let's say, strategies, tactics, their long-term plans, or revisit their strategies, if I may say? Please go ahead.
Yes, there's also the changes, and we should also adapt to that changes. With the tightening of national security-related foreign investment policy in many developed nations, and with regard to the moving of supply chain away from Shanghai or China, globalization process is the big challenge for this year. Together with the development of new technologies such as AI, cloud, biochemistry, and big data, I believe they call for the innovative way for investment promotion, and we IPAs should adapt to the change in the following aspect. First of all, it calls for more professionalism for investment promotion services, especially for the use of online platforms. With the help of big data applications, professional consulting service, and the application of various multimedia channels, the service level and capacity of IPAs will be significantly improved. As for Invest Shanghai, during the second CIIE, we launched a brand new Shanghai Foreign Investment Promotion Service platform, which integrated thousands of matchmaker information, locations, investment maps, and policies. In the future, the platform function will continue to optimize to provide investors with more digitalized and convenient services. In addition, the call for the deepened cooperation between IPAs and professional institutions. More and more IPAs start to draw support from international renowned consulting companies or experts from professional fields to conduct in-depth industrial investigation research and analysis. For each different industries, there will be different market analysis, customized incentive policies, and powerful databases which call for the different promotion strategies. Secondly, part of the IPA's function are gradually become market-oriented. In the past, IPAs may represent the government to attract investment and serve enterprises, and most of which are non-profit institutions like us. However, today's IPA pay special attention to the interest of enterprises and provide more distributing services. In Shanghai, for example, in addition to municipal level IPA, there are also district level IPAs, and even each industry parks may have their own IPAs. Most of them are profit-oriented. These IPAs knows better the procedure to start up a foreign business and may negotiate more incentive policies and subsidies with local government on behalf of foreign investors. They maintain closer contact with the enterprise and promptly transfer the needs of the enterprise to relevant department to strive for the best interest.
Maybe this goes directly, to my third question, and you can continue from there. Because my third question, in any case, was the importance of IPAs. And you've been just mentioning now that you have it a lot, even the not just municipality, even county and let's say district IPAs.
Okay.
Maybe you can explain even how you deal with all these different IPAs, as we all know that they are all important and relevant, and how you kind of coordinate also all the work of these IPAs through other institutions as well, or also towards the international audience, and if you can elaborate on this a bit.
As for the collaboration between IPAs, I think everyone knows the book that in the name of the world is flat. And we're realizing that the people in this planet are living in a more connected world due to the development of the internet. It is hard to imagine that during old days, in order to finish the GATT negotiation, delegations from different countries had to travel months for the information to be traveled between capitals and Geneva. So the MNCs makes the industry more dependent on global strategy, and different countries may collaborate with their national policies on a global basis, especially in the face of financial crisis and global public health emergencies. So Invest Shanghai has also already built a strong network. Over the last 20 years, we have boasted more than 100 Shanghai Investment Promotion Partnership members that are of great value to us, and signed 66 MOUs with IPAs who has no physical presence in Shanghai. Within our online platform mentioned before, we have integrated 10+10 international top investment service network from both the relevant agencies and individuals, including 10 top international professional partners, such as Mizuho Bank of Japan, Deloitte China, Fengda Law Firm, Collier International, CBRE, etc. and 10 investment promotion ambassador from BAS, Asian Pacific, US-China Trade Commission Shanghai, Canada-China Trade Council, etc., to provide professional consulting service for foreign investors. It is also hard to imagine that we can provide dynamic supporting services to individual companies by our own. With the help of our SIPP members, we did quite a lot of work this year. At the early stage of epidemic outbreak, we conducted intensive field visit to over 700 foreign investment companies and held 11 roundtable conference with companies from Japan, Korea, American, and European countries to find out the actual needs and difficulties facing the entry of the virus. When the situation becomes stable, we dedicated to promoting resumption and restoring industrial chains. By the end of this May, 94% of industry enterprises have resumed operation. So at present stage, with the increasing requirement in business communication, we are seeking to resume business activities, both inbound and outbound. The investment opportunity also lies on the cooperation between IPAs. Each year, we hold about 100 activities, most of which are collaborated with our IPA members. For instance, we organize 3 policy briefing sessions, European session, Asian session, and SME special session, with the theme of overcoming difficulties and creating new opportunities this year, and attracting more than 6,000 online participants. By creating I Meet Shanghai serial online project promoting activity this year, we promoted the Lingang Overseas Innovation Park, the Suzhou Creek area, and the North Buns. In addition, relying on our overseas desks, we co-organized opportunities in Shanghai for European high-tech startups, SMEs, in the post-epidemic era, etc. Policy briefings and seminars have consolidated the platform's overseas investment promotion network and dogged with a dozen of new projects such as ANEC Group, Oxford Technology Innovation Funds, etc. Anyway, great things happen through unity, and we are always open for cooperation through our IPA members.
Actually, great answer. Great answer, because I was already having a lot of discussions with our other IPA colleagues, also some city agencies, which also put a lot of focus on SMEs and startups. I'm sure there can be some cooperation as well with some other agencies you mentioned already. So yeah, we do believe that this is a good. So the IPAs are very important, what I hear from you, and collaboration is very important, of course, with institutions plus with IPA colleagues. So I would also like to thank for the listeners and the watchers of this video. I would also like to encourage everyone to follow us on our social media and visit our webpage, waipa.org, where you can see all these interviews and all other relevant information, what your peer colleagues, IPAs, are doing to respond to the challenges, especially of COVID and other, and how they are preparing actually for the post-COVID era. So Mr. XUE Feng, thank you very much again, really, for your time and your precious insights, and always welcome for any ideas that you might have it to share with us, and keep in touch. I would say stay healthy and safe, and to all of your team to keep on going with the successful jobs that you just presented to us.
Okay, thank you. Also, thank you very much for the invitation, and hope to have more connection with our IPA families. Thank you.
With pleasure. Thank you so much.